Can you all hear me now? Can you give me a thumbs up if you hear me? Okay, perfect. Um, so again, my name is Jordan Giles. I'm your host for Unurbanist Assembly 22, and I would like to formally welcome you all to our evening ceremony. This evening ceremony will be an opportunity for participants to reset their intentions and prepare to participate in a series of discussions that tackle key opportunities to achieve decarceration through land use planning. To begin this evening ceremony, we will have remarks from our elder, Ms. Sharon, and a little background about Ms. Sharon. Sharon Williams, also known as Ms. Sharon, is a Fresno resident, leader in the community, and civil servant. Ms. Sharon is the middle of seven siblings, a mother to five, grandmother to 23, and great grandmother to 12. Ms. Sharon worked as a group counselor at Fresno Juvenile Hall, where the youth called her Mama Sharon until her retirement. Since 1996, Ms. Sharon has served the Fresno community with her time and activism. Ms. Sharon has worked with Bringing Broken Neighborhoods Back to Life program on the Fresno Housing Board as a local youth minister, and has also worked with the Thrivings Group on several projects, including the Fresno Oral History Project. Let's give a warm welcome from Ms. Sharon Williams.
You can start your video because oh, okay. What did that say?
Hi, Miss Sharon. We have you as a co-host if you're ready to get going.
Hi, how are you all? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, hi. Good evening.
This is your fave, Dr. Thomas.
Hello. Hi, Dr. Thomas. How are you? How are you? Okay, so what am I doing?
Give me 1 second and we're going to get started.
Okay.
Miss Sharon, are you able to turn your video on so we can see the smile that I love?
Oh, there you are.
There we go. Okay, I will. You've been introduced already, but since I'm your fave, I'll really introduce you, okay?
Okay.
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 Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Thomas. We are honored to bring in this evening segment of the Unurbanist Assembly. We usually use the evening and the nighttime to talk about some of the subjects that could be perceived as heavier in context. I often tell people that this moment is similar to, or reminds me of, not similar to, but reminds me of the tradition that we have in the Black community that spans many generations. And even when we were at the lowest of lows, enslaved, working by force, we still made time in the middle of the night to meet and to conspire for our liberation and to contribute to our collective healing. So we would be remiss to begin that tradition without asking an elder that trusts us and whom we trust to guide us into this moment. Ms. Sharon is a resident leader, a powerful force in the Central Valley of California, Fresno to be specific, a lover of all things Fresno, but also because she loves Fresno so much, she holds Thrivance Group and all of the other entities in Fresno, making city and policy accountable for ensuring that her quality of life and the quality of life of those around her is dignified and rooted in social justice and equity. So without further ado, I introduce you to Ms. Sharon, who is going to impart some words in us as we begin this nighttime segment.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone, and bless you all. Bless you all. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to start. I was at the open ceremony this morning and I listened to it. Very, very excited about what I heard. Then I had to jump off. But and this is my first time ever even approaching or being in this segment, or even knowing that it was there. But I am so grateful. I am so grateful that it's here, because we as a people need to understand that we have to get real serious about our future, because no one else cares. No one else cares. And we, as those that have made it through the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, but that's as far as back as I go, since I was born in 51. I'm concerned about the future of my children, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren, because this country seems to be going backwards, or the undercurrent is finally coming out and tired of hiding itself, which means we as a people, we have to be more together than we've ever been. And we have to be more serious about our survival and our elevation, and not wait for someone else to do it, because no one else cares. You can't ask the slaveholder to be that concerned about the slave when the slave is going to leave the slaveholder. That's contradictory. That's not going to happen. So when I looked at all the subjects and the discussions, I said, whoa, some of these are way above my head. But I'm still a part of the picture. And I see the bigger picture. And I am very concerned about us. I'm very concerned about our youth. And I was very intrigued and very proud of I jumped ahead and I saw the Atlanta State College about Black businesses. I'm so proud of that, which I never knew even existed. So that means we need to be doing a lot better at public announcing, at getting each other to know about ourselves and what we offer, so we can support us. Power is in us as a people, not in me. It's in us. And we've got to get serious about that again. Grandma used to talk about it, and somewhere we lost it. Striving to reach the American dream, we lost us. And we got to get back to us, because the dream is in us. America doesn't care one hoot about what we do. So we've got to do it. We've got to do it. I like the Black business, the power in the Black business. I like power in ownership. I believe ownership is part of the key, but not all the key. The key is unity. The key is loving ourselves enough to love our people. And so I've been through this. I looked at the prison, education to the prison. I've been there, been locked up as a kid, knew that wasn't for me, straighten up my row, and I had to do it. And I had to make up my mind that other people can't write my story. I'm responsible to write my own story. And I don't know how you feel, but I have faith, so I believe I win, not only spiritually, but I have to win as a person, as a people, and we can only do that together. So I'm very impressed with this and excited and grateful that I get to sit in and listen to you all. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Dr. Jones. So I turn it back over to whomever. Okay.
Thank you very much, Miss Sharon. We are honored to have you here. We hope that you'll stay through some of the evening sessions, as we love to hear your voice in these conversations. We are going to continue on with the evening sessions with a special tribute, a moment to acknowledge one of the transformational people that continues to inform the work that Thriving School does. So, Miss Sharon, I'm going to swap you out with Navi, who is also your other fave.
Yes.
And we'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you.
And I am now going to introduce everyone to, or allow Navi to introduce themselves, and we'll get started with the next segment of this evening ceremony.
Hi, everyone. My name is Navjot. I go by Nevi for short. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm a planner with the Thrivance Group. And we wanted to be really intentional about how we ground ourselves for this evening ceremony and moving onwards. So a practice that we have at the Thrivance Group is we often start lots of spaces, creative labs, meetings with different project partners, and meetings with community members by asking the question, who do you dedicate your practice to today? So we'd like to dedicate this evening ceremony and the sessions that follow today to Nia Wilson. And we're going to take a few moments once I work out a few tech things to show a few slides. And just a trigger warning, Nia Wilson is somebody who was killed while using art in Oakland. So if you need a moment to step away from your computer and come back if this is triggering for you, or drink some water or rest, we encourage you to do so. And in about 10 seconds, we'll be running some slides. So this evening ceremony will be an opportunity for participants to reset their intentions and prepare to participate in a series of discussions that tackle key opportunities to achieve decarceration through land use and planning. And this evening ceremony activities will include remarks by an elder. So Ms. Sharon, thank you for joining us. Remarks by the honoree regarding the importance of arts in the built environment. And before we do all of that, we would like to start by dedicating this evening ceremony to Mia Wilson. And again, trigger warning, a few images of Mia Wilson will be shown for the next few slides. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and just encourage everyone to take a moment to reflect on Mia, send her and her family well wishes and blessings, and stay here with us. And if you aren't able to join for this segment, we invite you to return back in about 2 minutes. Thank you all for joining us for that moment. Again, we dedicate this evening ceremony to Mia Wilson in her memory. And this is why we do the work that we do, to create environments and spaces where Black folks can not only survive, but thrive and live long, fulfilling lives. And with that, I'll pass it back to Dr. Thomas.
Thank you so much, Nevi. I'll just take a moment to explain how this moment in tonight's Unurbanist Assembly came about. As somebody who has worked in the built environment in many ways for the last 17 years, and as a native of Oakland, California, I personally was very impacted by the loss of Nia Wilson. Although I didn't know her personally, the details surrounding her death were very traumatic for me. For those of you who don't know, in 2018, Nia Wilson was riding BART with her sister and was slashed to death by a white supremacist vigilante who then left the train after killing her and almost killing her sister, and wasn't arrested until the next day. And this segment is not meant to be about the details of Nia Wilson's death. In fact, we were blessed to have an opportunity to speak with her father and other members of her family this week and last week. And when we asked them what we could do to honor Nia Wilson's legacy, they said it was really important to them that we speak about who she was, not how she died. Mm-hmm. And so I want to share, I want to encourage you to look her up because she was an amazing musician. I hear that she was really creative. And she was very beautiful, right? And I heard she had a great sense of humor. And I think those are things that the family wanted to make sure um, we talked about. She was somebody who had a bright future. And while we at Thrivance Group don't believe in or ascribe to any kind of respectability politic, we also believe in acknowledging when somebody is a shining star, when somebody is an asset to the community, when somebody is contributing their skills and their gifts in ways that bless those around them. And from what I hear, Nia Wilson was definitely that person. Not knowing Nia personally, I remember taking a week off of work to process what had happened. And when it was time for her funeral, I flew home and attended her funeral at Axel Gospel with my mom, and saw hundreds of people who did know her personally show up in bright colors, also ready to share many stories about the fun times and that they had with her and how she supported them in their lives. And I remember sitting there thinking to myself, two things. One, why hadn't the national media covered this incident? And my second thought was, more specifically, why hadn't the so-called active transportation advocates made any mention of this in the spaces that I frequented with them? And I think the answer to both of those questions is the same. And what I hope that those of you who are participating in later segments tonight, what I hope that you pay close attention to is the importance of centering Black women, centering and protecting Black women, and centering and protecting Black trans women as well. I, being from Oakland, California, can't imagine something like this happening on a BART train and nobody intervening. We're, home of the hyphy movement. So the fact that this person made it off of the train after killing her is not lost on me. I hope tonight we have discussions about what it looks like to intervene on behalf of and in the name of the safety, protection, love, right, and vitality of Black girls and women. And I hope those of us who are in this space as folks who are decision makers and have the opportunity to fund and resource and prioritize decisions in the transportation planning space, take a moment to reflect on why there aren't many Black women working next to you. There's a correlation there. We did plan to have Nia Wilson's family share some remarks, but this has been a very difficult conversation for me and for them. So her father, if he does come, we're going to keep the door open for him to step in and share remarks when he's ready. If that happens to be during one of the later segments, that's fine too. In the interim, we're going to still hold space for Nia. So we're going to play a couple of videos. We're going to share a few more photos, and then we hope to see you in the next segment. We'll have our host come on and direct you to that room when the time comes for that. You're welcome to reach out to us via email or in the chat if you have any questions. Thank you.
I am the daughter of Ronald and Elmira. I'm the mother of Heather and Paul. I come from concrete stairs, saltwater air, crab cakes, and Campbell's pork and beans. I'm a warrior, I'm a healer, and I'm a cultural alchemist. What I'm not, at least not in the traditional sense of the word, is an expert. I'm not academically degreed. There are no fancy letters that follow my name. Most of the things that I know have come from the oral tradition of storytelling. Some things have come from books, some things have come through trial and error, and a lot of things have come from what I know inherently. And we're going to stick with that thing around inherent knowledge for a little bit while we talk about safety. I'm going to take you through a little exercise that I hope you'll go with me for that can ground us in our time together today. It's called Imagine Safety. So what I'd like you all to do is to sit a little bit forward on your chair. Place both feet on the floor. Put your palms on your thighs, your hands on your thighs with your palms facing up. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And I want you to take a few deep breaths, allowing the oxygen to just flow through your body. Great. Now I want you to imagine a time when you felt the most safe. Now it could be a time in your childhood. It could be a time last year, last week, or last night. If it doesn't come to you, it's okay. Just take a few deep breaths and let it come on its own. Good. Now, who's with you? And what are you doing? What does the air feel like, smell like, and taste like? Is your belly full? Are you warm? Now I want you to take another deep breath and really check in with what's happening with you in this moment. How is your mood? Are you feeling happy? Nostalgic? You might even be a little sad with longing. All of that is okay. Now I'm going to ask you to take one last deep breath and hold on to this moment as you come back into the room and open your eyes. Welcome back. How are you feeling? So usually at this point in the exercise, we ask a few people to tell us what they saw. And we hear stories around making pies in grandma's kitchen, driving for the first time with dad in the passenger seat, being on the beach in the arms of a loved one. But stories of love and family and creating home are always the places where safety exists. People feel light, they feel full, they feel tingly, which I hope is what some of you all are feeling right now. My own image is this one right here. We're on the porch at my aunt's house in Trenton, New Jersey. And yes, I did say Trenton, New Jersey. That's me with my 5 oldest brothers, the most brave people I know. I'm sitting with my oldest brother, who is still my favorite person in the world. And there's my dad, my Superman, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. He just had hip replacement surgery about 2 months ago, and I believe that he still thinks he can do that. And I kind of believe him too. This was safety for me.
Okay, thank you all for waiting, for giving us an opportunity to ground and collect ourselves. We do have a guest joining us. Latifa, I'm going to promote you to panelist if you could accept. Thank you. And now I'm promoting you to co-host. Here we are. Good evening, Latifa. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Dr. Thomas at Thrivance Group. I know that you're taking out time today. It's also Juneteenth weekend. I don't know if you had any festive plans. But we've been holding space. I know you've been talking with my colleague Imani about tonight and how important it is to us to have this dialogue within our field and the sector that we work in. But I also understand that, this isn't the easiest conversation to have. So I'm here with you. My video is off. I could turn it on if you want another square by you. Otherwise, I'm going to give the floor to you.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Wow. Just to touch bases on everything, it's kind of overwhelming right now. I still deal with the emotions of that day, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. Give me a moment. Nia, it's never a day that go by that I don't think about her, and just her happiness, her smile, her doing her makeup, her just being her, just being Nia. It's so surreal that she's no longer with us, but most definitely her family are keeping her name alive by, running the Nia Wilson Foundation. Also, we are doing shirts, cups, cup holders, and I am currently in school right now for event planning and weddings, to go ahead and do something for Nia, which is start a dance studio for young ladies from ages from 13 and up, just to keep them busy, just to keep their minds off of, the stress of this world. Being a Black woman, a Black young lady is not easy in this world. And we have each other to lean on. My focus is on keeping her dreams alive as well as mine. I know that one of her dreams is makeup, dancing, and music. So I am doing my best as the big sister that I am to fulfill those goals and dreams for her. We do have the Nia Wilson Foundation going. You can look us up on the internet, www.theniawilsonfoundation, www.theniawilsonfoundation.com. There you have our story of that day. I don't want to get in too much of that day. Memories and emotions is still, it's hard. But bringing positivity to it. Whew, I'm just doing my best as a big sister. Just doing what she would want me to do. And for me to keep her name alive. She never wanted to be unheard. And I feel that I have the voice for her to keep her name and her legacy going, as well as the family, as well as Tashaya too. Me and Tashaya still grieving, but we also want to turn that pain into a positive thing, not only within the community, but also worldwide, because there is a lot of young women who look for mentors, someone who to talk to vent to, and a lot of us don't have that anymore. And I know that Nia looked up to me as her big sister to be a mentor, not only to the family, cousins, and sisters, but for everybody. I believe that Neil will be proud for me to do this and persevere and not dwell on the past as much as I, think about it. We think about it. We still feel it, although it's been 4 years, 5 years. But I think that we got this for surely. It's always going to be a forever and a day. Forever for Nia.
Thank you, Latifa.
Thank you.
I know this was difficult, so I honor you. And when I, you know, think about the beauty and the love of a big sister, right? And knowing that those of us who are big sisters, we're assigned to that role. And so I understand what you're saying when you say you're trying to carry that role forward. I want to make a commitment to you that anything that we can do to support you and your family in keeping that commitment, we're here to do that. This is not a transactional conversation. We're gonna, do our best to stay in touch with you. I'm glad we were able to connect with you. And I thank you for the strength that is just emanating off of you. But I want to offer to you that I hope and I pray that you are taking the moments that you need to put the strength down and to pick up the softness and to rest. So if there's anything that I can do to give you access to that, if it's a balm massage, a manicure, a hug, I'm going to be reaching out and trying to put that in your lap. So I'm so glad we met today.
I'm so glad to meet you guys as well. As well as speaking on this subject, I am putting together a sister circle. Not too many of us have that connection. You know what I'm saying? As women, we need, I figured that me and Nia used to talk, and she always used to say, "Sister, I want to start an etiquette class." And I said, "Nia, you want to start an etiquette class? We're going to have a sister circle first. And how are we going to, partake in that and bring that and come together, but we never really got to, sit and converse about it. But I know that's one thing that she was really adamant about and persevering on is a sister circle to bring not only young women, but young men and, young adults too, together. We have a brother circle. We have a brotherhood. We don't have too many sisterhoods out here. And, and I think that was a good idea for, me and as well as a few other young ladies to come and partake in, is to start a sister circle. And I would love to do that with you one day as well.
Anybody who knows me, who is in this room, knows that when I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. Okay, so you got my word. I'm definitely gonna hit you up and see how we can facilitate that. I'll pause if there's anyone else on my team who wants to share anything. If not, Latifa, I'm a sidebar with you. I'll send you a text or a call or something later on this evening. Okay. And then you will also be receiving a contribution to the foundation on behalf of Thrivance Group.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
Absolutely.
From the bottom of my heart. Like I said, words, it's still overwhelming. I think about it every day, and it's just, you got to take one day at a time, but I really, really, really appreciate you for this so much from the bottom of my heart.
I appreciate you too. Definitely. You've changed my life. Since you like being a big sister, you definitely have changed my life. So I'm looking forward to breaking bread with you real soon. Promise. I'm from the town, so I'm in Atlanta right now, but I'm gonna pull up on you. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Is there anyone else from your family that wants to share? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
No pressure. Just don't want to forget anyone. My mama taught me to say hi to everyone in the room.
Yeah. Well, my dad is right here. He's not gonna talk. You want to talk about? He don't want to talk, but he believes that this is a good way for healing, is to get out there and talk about it. Don't let it die. We have to persevere. We have to speak up. We have to I don't want to say demand what we want, but we have to speak up for what we want. Sometimes we have to put our foot down, considering how this world is going. But like my dad say, if you don't speak about it, anything will happen. You have to speak up.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I've been, reading his words and trying to find little videos. I just wanted to make sure that you all felt honored today. And so I know Brother Ansar, you don't want to speak, but if you can hear my voice, I want you to hear me saying thank you. And same thing, I respect the assignment of fatherhood that is on your life. And the call to action that you made at the services. I was there. I sat there in the fifth row, and I took that to heart. So thank you for being a voice demanding the protection of Black girls, demanding the activation of men in response to the harm of Black girls. We need more of that. So although you're not speaking today, you have spoken a lot and you have spoken enough, and we hear you. And we're behind you 100% on what you're calling us to do, in the name of Nia, but also because it's time and we tired of seeing this happen in our community.
Absolutely. He just got up. It's still emotional for him. Yeah. He says, thank you guys. It's, I'm not a parent. I'm a big sister, and Lord knows what the feeling of losing a child at such a young age is. But I know that my dad is a warrior, and I know I seen my dad sit, and battle constantly, mentally, physically, and he came out up on top. Although, life will hit you with all these trials and tribulations, just like what Nia say, Dad, you got to get up. We got to persevere. We got to do this. We got to keep moving forward. And that's what my dad installed in his kids at a very young age. I see Nia a lot in my dad. And I know my dad see a lot of Nia from him. And it scares him, of her willpower, her ambition, and her determination. I know he missed it. Whew, Lord knows what it's like to be, in his shoes. And I just stick by my dad every day. When hard times, we deal with the hard times together. We deal with the happy times together. But just as well as I have my sister's back, for surely I have my dad's back through everything. So most definitely, we got this. And I'm so happy and thankful for you guys' support. Because without you guys, how will our voice be heard? So I really, really appreciate you guys for that.
Yeah, the feeling is mutual. The feeling is definitely mutual. I wanna acknowledge that this is like I'm gripping my hands, I'm sweating, I'm nervous, I'm sad, I'm trying not to cry. I know it's difficult for you, and there will this any transition we make from this conversation will be imperfect. The only thing I could think of um, what's her favorite song, or what's a vibe that would be like dope, you know what I'm saying, to add to this space so that we don't have to do the labor of trying to find the perfect words. And it's not goodbye. I'm literally about to text you. What you think? You gonna play a song, or you want me to put something on?
Her song, she had a lot of favorite songs actually. But the song that stick out the most was her own music.
Okay.
I believe she loved all her music. So, and I love all her music too. So I just can't pick one. But if you want to pick, of your liking, you could do that as well too.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can pull something up. Is there a link to her music somewhere on YouTube?
I believe on YouTube.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I got you. All right, I found something. I'm gonna put something on, okay?
Okay.
We'll both just give the space to her.
Okay. Before you play that song, because it's a lot of profanity in
I
there.
didn't know about that one neither. We're gonna put on some Earth, Wind, and Fire. Put on some Earth, Wind, and Fire, and we'll send out some content on our Twitter. What?
Or she love Aaliyah too. So any
Perfect.
Aaliyah song, she'll rock the boat.
Rock the Boat is the song. Okay.
My dad said she liked it, the E40 Choices, the Warrior song.
Got it. Here we go. I got you.
Okay. Oh, hold on, wait. Here go a little video my dad was showing. Ooh. Hold on, wait.
It was working. Put it a little closer, and then let it focus.
And that was when we won the championship a few years ago.
Just like we did last night, period.
Yes, absolutely. So I know, I'm a very spiritual person. So I know it's something to where that memory came up and we just won yesterday. And I know she up in heaven saying, Tifa, we won a championship again. Championship again. So I know it's like crazy.
Absolutely. We're going to play the Warriors theme song too.
Okay.
All right. I am putting that on right now.
Gotcha.
Stop building websites the hard way. Bluehost has WordPress power. Templates on templates.
Okay. And with that, we're gonna give Nia her flowers. We're gonna give Latifah her flowers, and we're gonna transition into these conversations that we need to be having so that these things don't continue taking out the beautiful ones. So let's all give Latifah some love, say goodnight, hit her in the chat, hit her up on Twitter. And if I have anything to do with it, this won't be the last time you see her being the powerful leader that she is.
Thank you guys. I do have an Instagram. I don't have a Twitter. I don't know how to use Twitter yet. But I do have an Instagram. It's my first and last name, Latifah Wilson at Instagram.
We'll share that out on our Instagram too.
Okay, I could put it in the chat too.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. And I am going to give our ASL interpreters a break too, because I know you've been going for a moment. Latifah, I'm going to swap you out with the next facilitator. And then again, I'll talk to you later tonight. God bless you.
Thank you, and God bless you guys.
I'll be so glad when the sun goes down.
When the sun goes down.
I'll be so glad when the sun goes down.
When the sun goes down.
I ain't all that sleepy, but I wanna lie down.
But I wanna lie down.
I ain't all that sleepy, but I wanna lie down.
But I wanna lie down.
I wanna lie down, baby. I wanna lie down. I ain't all... Slavery still exists in this country. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery except as punishment for crimes. I wanna lie down. I ain't all that sleepy, but I wanna lie down. Oh, what's got the matter, baby? Yeah, I can't see. Slavery exists in our prisons today. Prisoners are working for free, forced to work today for no money.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom.
For 160 years, this muddy stretch of the Mobile River has covered up a crime. In July 1860, the Clotilda was towed here under cover of darkness. Imprisoned in its cramped cargo hold, 110 enslaved Africans.
I just imagine myself being on that ship, just listening to the waves and the waters and just not knowing where you were going.
Joycelyn Davis, Lorna Gale Woods, and Thomas Griffin are direct descendants of this African man, Oluwale. Enslaved in Alabama, his owner changed his name to Charlie Lewis. This image is from around 1900. Polly Allen, whose African name was Kapoli, seen in this 100-year-old sketch, was the ancestor of Jeremy Ellis and Darren Patterson.
No clothes, eating where they defecated, only allowed out of the cargo hold for 1 day a week for 2 months. How many people do we know now that could have survived something like that without losing their mind?
I'll hand it back to our host. Hey, Jordan.
Hey, how are you? Hey, all, it's me, your host for the evening, Jordan, again. And this time, this next person we're going to be introducing, this keynote address will be led by Dr. David Turner. and we'll highlight the ways our current planning practices are informed by the priorities, processes, and ideologies that